So I've just made a pretty big investment into my business, and it's probably one of the biggest upgrades I will ever make, because the quality is going to go from this to this. So I've just bought the Nanlite Forza 60, and it is so good, as you can already tell. The difference between the two is literally insane, and it is a purchase I will not regret at all. Before, I just used a super cheap light from Amazon. I think they're about £80 for two, and I used to bounce it off my white wall, and it kind of created a soft shadow on my face. However, I could continue using that and kind of get away from it, but now you see the two comparisons, you realise how bad that other setup was. But that's all I had, so I made do with it, and obviously now I've got this, so obviously I will now be using this a lot more. But as you can see with the cheap Amazon light bouncing off my wall, it added a lot of light to the background onto the right side of the screen and black blind at the back. Now that doesn't really add a lot of separation from me and the background. Like, I'm almost blending into the background because there's also the same amount of light there's on me is also on the back. But now with this new setup, the light is purely on me and still creating that really soft texture and roll off on my skin, but separating me from the background, because now the background is way darker than it used to be. There's not light to the right of the screen, and there's not light on the back of the blind. It really is crazy how much of a difference actually buying an expensive light compared to just bouncing a light off a white wall really does make. Like, yes, that does work for shorter YouTube videos, but for the direction I want to go in and the projects I want to do, this light is 100% the way forward for me. And yeah, I'm super excited now I've got it, because it is really, really going to be a game changer for me. It just adds so much definition to me and really separates me from the background, which is a look that I really, really like and looks really, really professional, and is just the creme of the creme. Is that the right? Is that how you say it? If you really don't have a budget for lighting, and you can't really afford to spend it on the Forza 60, I would still recommend buying a cheap light off Amazon and bouncing off a white reflective wall. I was working with the space I got, so the lighting off the wall was still fairly harsh on me, hence all the lighting in the background. But if that's all you have the budget for, then I would still highly recommend bouncing a fairly bright light off a wall, because then it's not directly on your face anyway. But if you do have the budget and you are looking at an entry level light, the Forza 60 is probably the best way to go, because it's the cheapest out of the professional lights, and you can see like just how amazing this light really is. But yes, I would highly, highly recommend the Nanlite Forza 60, because yeah, even the short time I've used it, is this such a good light. I think this retails at the minute for about £420 with the dome, the Forza 60 and the added mesh if you want to buy that as well, which just kind of takes off some of the softer lighting and is probably best ideal for interviews and more intimate scenes like this now. But if you are going to light a big room, then I'd probably not use the mesh and just use the soft transparent material that comes with it. I just wanted to kind of show you my new light and introduce it into the YouTube videos. But yeah, that is all from me, and I will see you soon.